Okay guys, so today I'm going to be showing you the newest CFS runs. This is the Winter Thoughts episode 5, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of these this winter. If you can't already tell that I've done a lot, I am going to do a lot, just because I like talking about winter. And every time these CFS runs or JMA runs come out, I just get so excited I have to share it. Speaking of runs with long-range models, Jamstack should be coming out in about 2 weeks, so can't wait for that. But in the meantime, we're going to look at the CFS run. Since that updates a lot more, we're going to look at the most recent September run. Warmer in the east. The one thing I can tell you is that this would maybe favor a little bit of tropical activity since the ridge comes like this, you know. Typically, when you see a ridge, or at least a weak ridge, they'll favor tropical activity. But if you look at the most recent October runs, we could be looking at below average to average conditions in here. I do see a bit of a confused pattern. That's what I like to call it. This is what I don't like about this, and what makes me feel like this is going to change, is where you see the cold air kind of come like this a little bit. As far as the United States goes, typically you won't see just like, it's a very awkward pattern, you could say, not very typical. What I would say is that this warm air might actually tend to try to come all the way down and make these at least average conditions. That's only if the below average conditions get spread into this zone. If this area could obviously try to warm up, and then this area would maybe cool down. But they are trending at a warmer west for October. Very exciting for us cold lovers. I also want to go over November here. November, also trending at a colder east. What I have to tell a lot of people sometimes is that with these CFS runs, or long-range models, they try to be a little more conservative. So obviously you're not seeing any of the greens or the dark blues or purples, or even up here into the dark reds, just because they don't want to go too hardcore with it. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely likely that it's gonna change. So what I see here is another confused pattern. I feel like what's gonna happen here is there's just gonna be like a weak trough in the east that doesn't come down very far, but something, this is the real big question mark. I don't know what's gonna happen here, just because let me draw that, because usually this is them trying to give a big signal of the jet stream kind of flowing like this. But what does this mean? I don't know. Maybe in the upcoming runs, they will change this into a deeper trough, since they're trying to put these areas colder than average. Something we'll just have to watch over the next upcoming runs. But they are trending at colder forecasts, just upcoming in the near future. Here's a good example of that. The December run. I have no problem with a colder than average December, actually. I prefer colder than average December than a colder than average January. For who knows why. I don't know. But something that I like, and that I certainly see makes this possible, is that we'll see the colder air actually pushed a little bit further east. That's going to mean the storm tracks are going to be a little bit more out to sea. So don't expect some major snowstorm to occur here in the mid-Atlantic over December. I'm just going to have to just let you guys know that that's probably not going to happen. Just because, like I said, let me clean this up a little bit here. The jet stream is going to be flowing, according to this, kind of like this, maybe. Very far out to sea. Okay, so definitely, that's probably not going to happen. No big East Coast storms in December as of right now. And obviously this isn't my forecast right now. I'm just giving you, I'm basically helping the model out, saying what it needs to say. I actually haven't checked the precipitation, but this is what I think it would be trending at. I definitely want to make sure. Yeah, and like I said, it's going to be drier than average here, so and it does put a lot of precipitation out here, so I was right. It is actually trending at that. And then let's check out the January run. Also slightly colder than average. This is a little bit more. January could be like last year, where January was really the big month as far as East Coast storms go, because they're taking this ridge very far out west, and then they're keeping the trough very close up to the coast. That means, yeah, these areas could be looking at some snowstorms. More like, sorry about that. More like these areas. These areas only see about 2 to 4 snowstorms a year now. But these years could see a few pretty good snowstorms in this month of January, according to the CFS. And let me check precipitation on that again. I keep forgetting to do that. Yeah, kind of trending a little less dry. Maybe taking the storms out to there. Don't know, but to me it looks like there's a better chance for some big East Coast snowstorms in January. And let's check out February. Going for the big warmer or more flat February maybe. I do want to say this. Since we do see this warmer than average air since we see the warmer than average air typically in here, what they're saying, this usually is a sign of the trough in the east, which sure is, but it's just definitely staying pretty far up there. That's because the colder air is up in Canada, so that trough's going to be stuck up here, according to their forecast for February, giving us here in the northeast some warmer than average air. So a February cool down. Now let's check out March as we get into March. Also warmer than average March. So they're going for the long term. Let's actually check that out. We'll check out December, January, February. That's the precipitation, sorry. But looking like the possibility for some big East Coast snowstorms. Also, something I want to mention, very good news. You can see the very, very above average precipitation. And like I said, they try to stay very conservative. So for them to show like 2.5 to 4 inches above average, that's pretty significant, especially for areas like this. So there's definitely a lot of good news according to their winter forecast. This time, let's try to go for the winter forecast, or the temperature forecast. Overall, not surprising, a very average winter for the East Coast. But like I said, it's going to show up like this a lot of the time. I think really what's going to end up happening with their forecast here, as soon as it starts to verify a little bit more, it's going to be like above average temperatures in here, like below average temperatures in here, and then basically average temperatures in here. That's basically what I think they're trending at right now as far as temperature goes. Sometimes you just need to think it through on your own, because these models can do some pretty weird things a lot of the time. And then I don't even want to look in the spring, but I'm going to, just because I can tell somebody's probably just going to complain. We'll look at April, and then us cold weenies are probably going to be mad when the cold finally comes in April, of course. Who would have guessed the cold comes in April when it's almost too late? And then the warm really starts to head back up into Canada. And like I said, that's usually when you see a good warm air mass, even if it has to be like way up here, it's good for colder air popping up in here. I can't say I agree with this, just because it's way too early to completely agree with anything. But it's just something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.